Good morning, class. As you're coming in, I want you to go ahead and grab the two worksheets that are going to be in the front of the class. And then I want you to start thinking about the word feminism and what does it mean to you, and whether you can find any quotes or any characters that you think within The Great Gatsby resemble feminism, or their gender roles are kind of not what you think they should be. So for the objectives today, what we're going to do is we're going to analyze The Great Gatsby, but in a different way. So now we're going to get into the feminist lens, and I'll explain later what that means. But I want you to start thinking about the text in a different way than normal when you just read and you take it as it is. We're also going to complete two worksheets. After each worksheet, you're gonna get in your groups and you're gonna discuss what your answers were, and then we're gonna come as a class and we're gonna discuss your answers and your answers to the questions that I'm gonna give you in a little bit. And then after that, you're gonna start your rough draft for your essay, and I'll give you the prompt at the end of the class, and then you're also gonna submit your Socrative exit ticket, and it's gonna be two short open-ended answer questions. So to start off the lesson, I have three questions that I want to ask. So the first question is, what do you think feminism means? Okay, yes, feminism is, the way we're using in society, feminism is that women are strong, women can do anything. It's advocating that women are empowering and that they can conquer anything. Okay, feminism does not mean that it's going to start bashing men and that we are going to say that men see us at a different light or anything. Feminism lens within reading a text is just saying that you're looking at the gender roles of each character and how they either differ or are the same to what you think or what society thinks they are. So did you see any of this within The Great Gatsby? Okay, yes. Jordan Baker and Daisy are great examples. You have two women on the opposite side of the spectrum. So Daisy is a timid young lady who got married to this millionaire, and then you have Jordan, who is a self-made woman who has her own money, who worked for it. So that is two different sides of the spectrum of women. So you can say that The Great Gatsby does have some feminist point of view within the text. So then my next question is, do you think the role of gender plays a big part of your life? Okay, yes. Like say that sports, especially in high school, sports is a big thing, but you don't really see a lot of girls on the football team. You don't really see that at all. There are never any girls on the football team. So yes, gender does have some limitations within society. Okay, so then now we're going to look at what the word feminism means. So feminism is a study of the role of women. Throughout the novel, we are specifically studying how women in society are treated, how their surroundings affect their decision and behaviors, and if men play a role in how they are treated and viewed. As I said before, we're studying women, also how men help portray how the women are treated, how they act. Like we said, Daisy, she's very submissive to her husband. She kind of just lets him do whatever he wants, doesn't really have a say-so in anything. So as you can see that Daisy's husband does play a role in how she is treated and how she is seen within society. So there are certain quotes within the book that I want to share here. So in June, she married Tom Buchanan of Chicago. And the day before the wedding, he gave her a string of pearls at $350,000. So what this quote is saying here is that Daisy is marrying for money. Daisy is seeing that she will be taken care of by her husband, and that money really was a big part of why she married Tom Buchanan. Then there's another quote here that says, "Though I was curious to see her, I had no desire to meet her, but I did. I want you to meet my girl." So the key word here is my girl. Within this quote, that girl doesn't even have a name. She is not mentioned by her name at all. She is not a Miss or a Mrs. She is just my girl. So this is saying that that girl doesn't even have an importance. She is nobody rather than his property. So as you can see, The Great Gatsby does have a feminist lens or a feminist point of view within the text when it's talking about Daisy. So then, now that we've gone over what feminism means, I want you to get out this worksheet. And this worksheet is called Looking Through the Feminist Lens. And it says, select 2 female characters from the novel with which you are familiar. For each character, write 2 descriptive statements, one from a traditional masculine perspective and the second from a feminist perspective. So character 1, it says traditional statement, and then there's a feminist statement. So what I want you to do here is to get 2 characters. It can be anybody, but it has to be a female. And I want you to see how you're going to state how they are represented or how you see them in a masculine sense, and then I want you to put it within a feminine statement. And then once you complete that, we're going to come as a class, and then we're going to go ahead and discuss what you put in here. Okay, does anybody want to share their answers? Okay, so a traditional statement can be like saying Daisy, let's see, we can say that Daisy is willing to marry Tom because she likes his money. A feminist statement can say that Daisy is being suppressed by Tom and that she has no say-so because he is the possessive man within the relationship and he tells her what to do. So those are 2 different things. There's the masculine point of view, so it's saying that Daisy has all the free will, that she can do whatever she wants, but then the feminist is saying she cannot reach a high standard in society because she is being oppressed by her husband. So that's an example of how you can write the 2 statements. So go ahead and work on that and then discuss with your group. And then you are also going to have another worksheet, and it says The Great Gatsby character worksheet. And within here, I want you to, there's going to be Nick Carraway, Daisy Buchanan, Tom Buchanan, and Jordan Baker. Now, all these characters, I want you to go ahead and depict them. See how they are represented, how they're not represented. So I have here, and it says descriptive phrase, memorable quote, first impression, 1-word description, and the relationship to other characters. So Daisy Buchanan, relationship to other characters, she's married to Tom. The way she's also related to Nick Carraway is that it's her long lost friend, but you know that he has feelings for her, and she leads him on, but at the end nothing ever happens. And the way Daisy is also related to Jordan is that's her best friend. So go ahead and fill this out, and also get quotes from the book that I want you to see how each character is represented, and then we'll go ahead and discuss about that later in class. So who wants to share? Okay, 1-word description that you put for Daisy was submissive. Okay, that is a good example because she is submissive to her husband. What about a descriptive phrase for Daisy? Okay, yes, she is real preppy. She is, like you said, very, how else can I put it? She's very sly because she is kind of leading Nick on, knowing that she does have her husband. And this is where her character kind of gets twisted because she's always seen as that innocent girl who's being represented as submissive with nothing, but then you see her in the back kind of like with Nick and flirting with him. So her character is being twisted a little bit. And then, so yeah, that is a really good example, and that's exactly what I wanted you to do within this worksheet. So now that everybody has completed and shared, now I'm going to talk about your paper. So the topic for a paper is to write whether you think The Great Gatsby would have been as popular if the author hadn't used a feminist point of view. So do you think the novel would have been as a bestseller if, let's say, Daisy was the money earning woman who told her husband what to do, who was having an affair with another woman? Do you think it would have been as great of a book if that was the case? If the husband was just a stay-at-home dad who didn't really do much? And I want you to go ahead and start thinking about that. And you are going to be graded on this paper by how good it is written, how well you support your evidence. And this is an open-ended question. So I'm not grading to see whether you put the right answer or anything. I'm just grading to see whether you can back up your argument. And if you can, and it is a well-written paper or well-developed, then you will do good on this paper. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is you're going to have your rough draft completed, and then I'm going to want you to get in your with partners, and you are going to revise and edit each other's papers, and then you're going to go ahead and write your final draft. And your final draft can be either written or it can be typed. It is up to you, but if it's typed, make sure it's Times New Roman, 12 font, and your margins are 1:1. So for your exit ticket, you are going to complete your Socrative quiz. It's not really a quiz, but it is labeled as a quiz, so that's why I say quiz. But what you're going to do is there's 2 questions. So they're open-ended questions. It's whatever you think. And one of the questions is, does the feminist lens change your point of view of The Great Gatsby? And would you use the feminist lens when reading other novels? Why or why not? And go ahead. I want to see what you guys write. I want to see what you think, whether you think this lens is beneficial, whether it's not. And I just want to see what you guys really like about it. So go ahead and get started on your essays, and we will continue this tomorrow. Thank you.